Hello again everyone! Callwings here nagbabalik! For today's video, ano naman ang topic natin? Nakikita nyo yung nasa taas, ang aking search bar ay work. So, ayun, kamusta naman ang lahat? Kamusta naman ang lahat? Ito, ayun, nagbabalik ang inyong Callwings here. So, ano nga ba? Ano nga ba ang aking update sa inyo? So, yan. Currently, ako ay naghahanap ng work kasi natapos ko na yung pag-aaral ko sa awa ng Diyos. Like, it took me, what, 12 years? Mas malupit pa sa nagdo-doktor, di ba? 4-year course. Naging 12-year course. Shit. Pero yun, no shame sa mga, ano, siyempre may mga difficulties tayong hindi maiiwasan na nangyari that time. So, talagang may mga, struggles at some point. Pero at least nairaos, di ba? So ngayon, ito tayo, naghahanap ng trabaho. Hindi to kape. Hot choco to, hot choco. Hindi ako mahilig sa kape. Yun lang. Share ko lang. So, ayan. Hindi na tayo nagtatowel gaming. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, bahala na, mga sim na yan. Lilinisin na lang after every session natin dito sa mga ginagawa ko na to. Siguro to, short lang talaga to. Sana, sana. Kasi the past few videos, isa lang yung short ko. Parang isang 11 minutes. Yun yung nagmomotor ako. And yeah, so, yan. Ano nga ba ang aking mga pinaghahanap na trabaho? So, last January, lumabas na yung grades namin. So, hindi naman last January, last early week ng January. Lumabas na yung grade namin. So, doon na, nag-send na ako kasi pasado na ako sa lahat ng subject ko. And nagka-credit na lang ako no mga subjects ko. Kasi from the old curriculum to new curriculum, then I just crediting it for the same value and everything. So, ayun. So far, okay naman ang kinakalabasan ng ating mga ganap sa life. Ayan. Naghihintay na lang tayo sa result ng mga ng grades ko para makakuha ko TOR and everything. Makumpleto ko yung payment ko dun sa pinag-aralan ko sa university ko. And I'm proud to say I am officially graduate. Kasi tapos ko na, 'di ba? So, yun. Ano ba ang ano ko? Currently, naghahanap ako ng work. Looking for a job right now. Kasi, this thing, I'm not really going full blown here sa gantong ano. I'm just doing it for fun, to share my experience, to share what I'm thinking, to share yung mga yun nga, sabi ko, yung naiisip ko, kung ano yung mga plano ko, like yan. So currently naghahanap ako ng work na mostly on the niche no kung ano yung tinapos ko, which is business analyst or data analytics or related sa IT or CS or IS industries. Kasi yung majoring ko is business analytics, more on analyzing this kind of big data in which you need to process this data na para ma-understand ng mga tao kung ano yung tawag dito, ma-understand nila kung ano yung meaning ng mga information doon sa mga datas na meron sila. So sabihin natin, is our company trending right now? Na are we on a trending upwards or downwards? What are the things that we need to do to so yung ano ko is magbibigay ako ng mga prescription, hindi naman based sa data yan, prescription, predict na kung ano yung magiging in the near future, ano yung magiging result ng company, tapos binabasa mo rin kung ano yung mga historical datas na meron yung company na yon. Nakikita mo ba incremental ba tayo or decreasing yung mga ano natin, statistics natin. So, yun yung most of the time work related na masasabi kong gusto kong pasukan kasi gusto ko talagang i-practice yung degree ko. Pero if sa awa ng Diyos hindi man makuha yung gusto ko na position, I would gladly apply to other positions na kasi hindi siya uh, most of the time ang analyst you need to have experience. Yung mga currently ay mga ina-applyan ko, they need to have at least 1 year experience, 2 years experience. And nakakatawa, fresh grad yon, fresh grad yung nakasulat sa kanila. So yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, it's kinda something. So ayun, mostly gusto ko talagang pasukin yung mundo ng data analytics kasi nakakatuwa siya in a sense. Nakakatuwa siya kasi when you're reading this data, like it's like something you're uncovering treasures from this bunch of para sabihin mo useless datas. Kasi pag hindi mo pa siya napaprocess, hindi mo pa siya na-refine, it's still a useless data for you for you and for your company. So, yun yung namin, yun yung ginagawa namin. We're using this data. Hindi siya completely useless kasi it's the data you've gathered through the years na parang statistics ng mismong company nyo or something. Pero if no one can understand or no one can explain or parang sorry guys maingay kasi may tulay dun sa other side. So if no one can utilize this data properly, you will never parang achieve yung growth na gusto mo for your company or yung growth na pwedeng maibigay ng mga data na nakolect nyo. So yan ang trabaho ng mga analyst, mga data analyst, mga big data analyst, mga CS, yan. So, iano mo lang siya. You're uncovering this kind of stories or mga bagay-bagay na nandun sa loob ng data na would greatly help yung mismong company nyo. So, yun. Nag-apply ako. Marami na akong in-applyan. I tried, kasi no isang application ko, hindi ko na sasabihin kung saang company, pero it's an outsourcing company, but I'm not gonna tell kung anong outsourcing company yan. I tried to apply there as a business analyst, pero hindi ko hindi ko pa daw parang tawag doon, na met yung requirements nila for the business analyst role or the data analyst role. You need experience and everything. Pero, yun nga, nakaka-frustrate lang at some point na fresh graduate na thingy and they're asking for experience na related to that. So, paano pa yung mga talagang walang experience? Katulad ko, meron naman ako experience pero on a different field kasi I work for the government from 2020 up to 2023 as an administrative assistant that time sa isang government agency. So, yung experience ko is not related to what I want, to the things I want to practice. So, kumbaga, zero experience pa rin talaga ako. So, paano ka makakuha ng experience if this company is always asking, if this companies na nagre-request ng mga business analyst for a fresh graduate ng 1 year to 2 years experience, di ba? Kasi hindi mo naman pwedeng masabi yung OJT mo is an experience. Kasi different yung most of the time, different yung pinapagawa nila sa'yo. Not really, hindi ko sinasabing lagi, pero most of the time is different yung pinapagawa nila sa'yo sa OJT. Dun sa gusto mong ma-hone na skills or ma-practice na skills. Pero, hindi naman lahat. May mga times lang talaga. May mga times lang talaga na different yung skills na hahasa mo doon sa OJT mo. Kasi ako, Iba yung nagamit kong skills nung nag-OJT ako kasi yung company na napag-OJThan ko, uh, they need this interns needs to know QMS, Quality Management System. The thing is, yun yung pinapractice ko nung nagtatrabaho ko, which is QMS. Pero not really 100% na alam ko yung QMS. I have some knowledge, I have some certifications or trainings na na nakatulong sa akin para gawin yung task ko no nung nagwo-work ako. So yun yung ginamit kong task kasi yun yung binigay nila sa aking task. Hindi naman ako maka tawag dito, maka-decline kasi yun yung pinaka magandang choice for me kasi that time malapit siya and uh, makakapasok ako agad dun sa ano ko sa school ko kasi meron pa akong pasok that time. So ayun lang, yun nga yung sa in-applyan ko hindi nila ako na-offeran nung work na gusto ko. Pero they offered me a CSR position, which is a call center agent with a customer sales representative, something like that, or customer sales representative. Yun yung ano ko, tanda ko sa abbreviation ng doon, yung CSR. So, uh, yung ano ko lang is ayoko kasi uh, call center agent. I have past experience with this agency or this company na I don't want to parang it's traumatic for me and everything. So, nung in-offer na sa akin yun, like, hard decline ako. Sobrang, medyo natotrauma ako with that. So, ayun lang. Ano naman, hindi ko naman sinabi na ng in a bad way. Sinabi ko na in a respectful way. Yung ano ko, sabi ko, I'm sorry po, I'm going to decline the offer for that. And if you have any other offer, my line and email is open for your for you to reach out to me. And I will gladly answer that mga parang offers nila. Pero yun, ano lang talaga, may trauma lang talaga ako sa pagiging call center agent. Ayoko na eh. Ayoko na, promise. So, meron pa akong in-applyan na isa, um, ano eh, CSR din eh. Ano lang, nag-send lang ako. Nakita ko kasi back office siya. Tapos parang, nung nag-email sa akin, parang hindi daw available yung back office. Yung ina-aim ko kasi sa back office is level 2 na parang desk side support siya. In which you will assist yung mga mismong employees na yung ina-assist mo, hindi yung mga clients. Na-assist mo sa kanila is yung mga machines nila, is it working properly. Yun yung yun yung pagkakita ko doon sa job description niya. Assist ko sila doon sa pag set up ng machines nila. If there's an update for licensing, update ko yung licensing nila. So ayun, yun nila. Yun yung in-applyan ko. Pero yung ano sa akin, sinend sa aking email is hindi ko pa daw na-reach yung requirements for that. And they just offered me another CSR. Iba namang company tong in-applyan ko. Different yun sa una na sinabi ko, na dinecline ko. So, may interview ako doon dapat ngayon. Kaso, hindi ko pinuntahan. So, if ma-blacklist ako sa kanila, okay, fine. I'll try my best. Hindi naman ako nag-agree. Tsaka nag-send ako sa kanila ng text message and they did not parang acknowledge my shift of schedule. So, ayun, if they can't parang listen or read yung mga parang request ng mga applicants, it's just a robot company for me. It's just a robot company na they will hire you kasi they will try to invite you to hire you. But if parang alam mo yan, yung pag wala ka ng kwenta, they can disregard you or fire you and everything. Then they will just replace you. Parang ano ka lang, you're just a piece in their cog. Na kapag nasira ka na, tapon ka lang. And sabihin lang, I can find new people na that can replace you. Something like that. Ewan ko, parang gibberish na yung sinasabi ko, no? So, so far yan yung mga ano ko, journey ko sa paghahanap ng work. Like, ang ano ko lang kasi ayoko talaga matenga. Ayoko matenga, gusto kong magtrabaho na in a sense matapos ko na yung ano ko. Uh, kasi pag nagpatagal pa ako, for me I'm old. I'm old. And to compete to this industry is really hard. For those na nasa IT or CS or IS industry, alam niyo yung kompetensya kapag nag-aano kayo. Maingay, sorry guys, hindi kasi ano to eh. Hindi kasi noise cancelling tong headset. Noise reduction lang siya, yung mismong mic. So, yung competition na mangyayari for me when competing to this newly graduate students na mas may ano sa akin, mas may edge sa akin with computer and everything, they will most likely hire them kasi yung ano ko, yung asking price ko is medyo mataas na. Yung asking price ko is medyo mataas na for a fresh graduate. The problem is I'm a fresh graduate, but I have 3 years of experience on different field that they can put me on other positions. And most likely, ang i-hire nila is yung mga fresh graduate na walang experience na they can bargain on a much lower salary. Kasi syempre, yung mga na yan, yung mga estudyanteng bagong graduate lang din na yan, they would most likely ask, they would most likely say na, sige, okay na po yan na ganyang offer kasi nag-start pa lang ako. So, 'di ba? Yun lang ang ano ko. Yun yung concern ko na pagdating ng June, pagdating ng May or March, may makalaban na ako na hindi ko kayang i-compete with salary. Kasi I'm asking for mababa pa nga yun, 35. 'Di ba? 35 ang baba pa, 'di ba? For my experience to other baba yun, 35. So, yun lang yung ano ko, yun yung major concerns ko. Ayokong umabot ako ng 6 months wala pa akong trabaho. 1 year wala pa akong trabaho. I have my bills to pay. I have my duties to and responsibilities na kailangan gawin. So, as much as possible, as early as January to February, I need to find a job. So, if wala na talaga akong matakbuhang trabaho, wala na akong matakbuhang parang uh, parang side hustle or anything or work in general, siguro baka kumagat ako sa call center pero I would be trying to apply as a workforce analyst or a workforce scheduler or quality assurance QA or quality uh, parang complaint something ganyan na position or mga back office nila but not the agent mismo, more on support roles ang aking applyan kasi yeah, it's very traumatic for me yung call center experience ko, and I'm not going back to that point na in which parang ewan ko, sobrang depressing yung life para sa akin nung nag-call center ako. Um, ano lang siya, you you go to this office, you go to your office, you you pick up calls and everything. Then after that, when you go home, you're super tired kasi puyat na puyat ka, yung katawan mo hindi sanay doon, yung body clock mo is sirang-sira. Then matutulog ka lang buong maghapon, tapos gigising ka ng gabi. Then paggising mo ng gabi, babalik ka na sa office mo. Then ang gagawin mo kapag when yung mga day off mo, mga weekends off mo, what you're going to do is you're just going to sleep kasi you're freaking tired of things. Hindi mo na sobrang sunog ka na. And yeah, parang mawawalan ka ng, hindi naman sa sinasabi kong importante yung social life, but you need to do social life then, socializing, kasi ganun tayo binuo eh. People or humans are social creatures. We are meant to socialize. Maingay talaga, sorry guys. So, ayun lang masasabi ko. We are meant to socialize. Yeah, ayan. Sinarado ko yung bintana to lessen the noise. But I think hindi pa rin siya nakatulong. So, ayun, masasuggest ko lang sa akin if I'll try I'll try to avoid as much as possible being a call center agent. Hindi ko minamaliit ang call center agent, ha? I've experienced it and I don't want to do it again kasi it's really traumatizing for me. It's really trauma-inducing for me. My anxieties are parang being worked up and everything. So, I don't want to experience it once again. So, yun lang. Ang ano ko sa kanya is, uh, ang hirap maging call center agent. Promise. Ang hirap maging call center agent. And saludo ako dun sa mga tumatagal sa gantong industry, sa BPO industry here sa atin, na kinakaya nila yon. Kasi it's not really it's not easy to survive. Like, talagang wala kang yung health mo talagang sobrang babagsak, yung mental stability mo babagsak din yan. And talagang parang parang ang dating mababaliw ka in a sense. Kaya it's not meant for me. So, mas gusto kong day job. Kung hindi man ako makakuha ng day job, as much as possible, work from home or hybrid na setup. Okay lang sa akin yung may panggabi, basta may night differential na would leverage yung pagpasok ko ng gabi. Well, the call center leverages to this concept naman, pero the thing is I don't want that. Pero yun, so far mga nagre-reply sa akin is mga call center agent jobs na I'm trying to avoid kasi most of the time talagang ang ino-offer nila sa akin is yun, kasi kailangan ko daw na experience for the business analyst role. Pero makikita mo sa mga job posting nila, fresh grads are welcome to apply. Sinungaling. Pero yun, so far, yan ang ko. And I'll update most likely daily kung ano ang aking ganap. Kung hire ba ako, kung may nahanap na akong work, kung ano yung ginagawa akong work. Pero hindi ko i-disclose ng 100%. Kasi most of the time, naka non-disclosure agreement ang mga work. So, yeah, most likely vague explanation kung ano yung ginagawa ko sa trabaho. And, yeah, I'll try to share everything na what I'm doing, what's happening to my life and everything. Kasi sabi ko nga sa inyo, this channel is for me to share what's happening to my life and what can I parang mabibigay ko sa inyo in a sense ng mga tips pag kayo na yun nandun sa position or may mga gusto kayo ano, 'di ba? So, if you're looking for a job, ito ang tip ko lang is never stop sending your resume, never stop attending job, parang interviews. Huwag kang matatakot. Ako natakot nga ako, 'di ba? Pero huwag kang matatakot kasi tao lang din naman yung kausap mo. You just need to calm down and pag tinanong ka nila parang introduce yourself, mag-introduce ka lang pero not that much na would parang makahanap sila ng buta sa iyo. Ano kasi yan eh, the less you talk, the more na mas maganda sa'yo. Pero yung less na talk mo is not the type of oversharing yung kung ano yung buhay mo. Share what you need to share, like your achievements, then what you finish, kung ilang taon ka na, kung saan ka nakatira, pangalan mo, and then that's it. No unnecessary things na like kung single ka ba, di mo na kailangan i-share yon. Kung may anak ka o pamilyado ka, di mo kailangan i-share yon. Tapos yung kung saan ka nakatira, mostly general idea lang. Yung kung saan ka nakatira, sabihin mo, nakatira ka lang sa Quezon City, around Quezon City, Metro Manila. Hindi mo na kailangan yung sabihin yung buong address mo. Tapos, yung age mo, kahit hindi mo nabanggitin yung age mo kasi nandun naman yan sa resume. Makikita rin naman nila yan. For your contact details, nandyan din naman yan. Yung mga recruiters na yung mga HR na yan, binabasa nila yung resume mo. Hindi mo na kailangang brought up kung ano yan. If it's a major achievement, yeah, you can share it, but not to the extent na para binabrag about mo na siya. Parang sabihin lang natin, parang ganito lang. Katulad ko, I've worked for 3 years as an administrative assistant for this agency, blah 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 blah. Hindi yung I've accomplished major things in my life. I am a graduate of magna cum laude for my whole year and everything, ganyan. So, do not overshare kasi ito yung pinaka natuwa lang ako dun sa last interview ko. Yung sabi sa akin dun is ang HR kalaban mo rin yan. Kakampihan ng company pero kalaban mo yan. So do not overshare yung mga bagay kasi they might use it against you. So yun lang, parang ano lang din yan yung sa Miranda rights and everything. Yung everything you will say will be parang ano yun? I forgot yung Miranda rights, something that like. So anything na sasabihin mo or anything na they will take note on that. And I promise you, lahat yan, they will take note into account. So iwasan mo yung oversharing. And yeah. Tapos ano pa ba? Dressed appropriately. Oo, sinabi nilang casual, pero never wear yung t-shirt, tapos tattered pants. So, be appropriately dressed. Pag mag-a-apply ka, you should always wear, kahit sabihin natin, yung collared polos or polo mismo. Yan. Pero mas maganda collared polos. Then, pants na okay lang, pants na maayos, basta pants. Then shoes, you can use black shoes, leather shoes, or sneakers, pero hindi yung extravagant mga sneakers or mga shoes na alam mo yung mga pang-basketball na sapatos. don't wear those kind of things. Wear appropriately. Wear something na parang uh, would show na you're a decent person. Hindi ko naman sinasabing uh, na hindi ka decent, pero yung dress appropriately lang talaga. Casual, pag sinabing casual, polo, pants, then shoes. No tattered pants, no um tawag dito, no sandals, closed shoes, no, walang chinelas, walang slippers, walang sandals. So iwasan nyo yan. Then uh, magdala kayong panyo. Tapos magdala rin kayo ng tubig, pero never drink in front of your interviewer. Gawin mo 'yon. Uminom ka kapag uh, pag hindi ka pa yung ando sa interviewing spot, bago ka interviewin, uminom ka, or wag ka uminom kasi mamaya maihi ka, and then you can't magpipigil ka ng ihi, which is mahirap din lalo na kapag in-interview ka. uh, if naiihi ka, ang hirap mag-isip nun. So yeah, then make sure yung hininga mo hindi mabaho. Hindi ko na sinasabi just to humiliate anyone na may mga uh, parang health condition, pero yun, sinasabi ko lang kasi hygiene is parang one of their major lookout din. Pag unhygienic ka, no, they will most likely sabihin nila baka maekisan ka. So ayan. Tapos ano ba ba yung sinabi sa amin, um, yung hygiene mo. Tapos ayun, sabi ko nga, dress appropriately. Wag yung pawis mo, punasan mo, wag mo hayaan tumulo or anything. Nakabahan ka kung nagaano ka. And then, wag kayong malikot. Yung nagkukuya-kuy ng paa, huwag kang nagtatap ng desk, huwag kang nag-fidget ng kamay, huwag kang nagkakagat ng kamay, yung mga kuko, huwag mong gagawin yun. Bad habit yun, hindi maganda yun. In front of HR. So, yan. Iwasan nyo yan. Tapos, ano pa ba? Lahat ng necessary documents mo na kailangan, all of that should be prepared bago ka pumunta sa mga interviewan mo. Kasi mamaya, they already ask for your requirements. Mahirap na, di ba? Nandun ka na, tapos one day process, hiring na pala, i-hire ka na nila, tapos kulang ka ng documents. And if it's a slot based kind of things, they might let you go kasi there are people na who would parang ready on the go. And sorry, may ambulance, maingay guys. So for always prepare the necessary items or equipments na you need. Tapos pag nandun ka na, if you have a fan, always use it para hindi ka magpawis. Then always research about the company that you're applying to, kasi most of the time tatanong nila sa inyo, ano ba ang alam nyo about our company, ano ba yung company namin, mayroon ba kayong idea kung ano ginagawa ng company namin, ano ba yung vision and mission namin. Kasi they would really parang see it na you're really interested on applying to this organization, you're really into it, into it, na parang ito yung dream job ko, 'di ba? So yun, always research about the company. Tapos ano pa ba? Ayun, punctuality. Punctuality is very necessary sa mga ganyan, yung pag naghahanap ng trabaho. Naging advice na to. My God. Sabi ko, sa akin, di ba, work ko. Yung parang work shenanigans ko. Pero yun, sinishare ko lang din for everyone na was having the same experiences and everything. I'm just sharing it for everyone. So, ayun, punctuality is a must. Lalo na, hindi ka pa empleyado, And sisinto-sinto ka na parang, magpalit kaya ako ng punta sa interview ko. Ay, God. Pwede ka ma-red, ma-blacklist. Hindi naman blacklist, or pwede ka nilang, kasi most of the time, yung mga companies na yan, interconnected yan, and then they have this repository of data to those people na hindi pumunta, mga hindi punctual, noted agad lahat yan. Kasi magkakaibigan yan in a sense. Yung mga HR niyan, ng mga iba't ibang company. Tapos, make sure yung mga, yung nasa resume mo is legit. And then, yung mga reference mo na tao is madaling makontak. Ito yung mga taong nag-a-answer ng mga telepono or mga messages ng mga random stranger. Kasi, itong mga HR na yan, pag hindi sumagot yung reference mo, nahihirapan sila kung i-approve ka nila. So, yeah, make sure yung mga reference mo is madaling makontak, kumakausap ng mga unknown numbers. Ano pa, yan, yung mga documentations mo, dapat na sa'yo, mga certificates mo na sa'yo, kompleto ka dapat pag prepared. Then, the day before, huwag kang magpupuyat, always sleep on time. Most of the time, yan yung naging issue. So, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock ng gabi, matulog ka na. Drop everything what you're doing, take a nice shower, and then sleep. Drop your phone and just sleep. Promise, it would help you to ease out everything. Kasi, pag ginawa mo yun, yung parang mas lalo kang kakabahan, mas lalo kang and then makikita yun sa balat mo, makikita agad yun sa balat mo, dry yung skin mo, you have this dark spot under your eyes. So, yeah, make sure matulog ng maaga and everything, guys, pag ganyan, lalo na sa interview. Kailangan mo yan. Kailangan mo na extra energy kasi hindi mo alam kung gaano katagal kang nandyan sa recruitment place or sa mismo office nung nag-i-interview sa'yo. So, matulog maaga. And then, yung sabi ko nga, punctuality, as much as possible, dapat dun sa area, hindi yung office, yung area nung pupuntahan mo is parang sabihin natin you're around 8 a.m. yung interview mo. Dapat around 7 nandun ka na. Kasi hindi mo alam, mamaya hindi mo alam kung paano pumunta doon. Hindi mo alam yung office. Hindi mo pala na-scope out yung kung saan yung mismong application area, yung interview area. So, ayan, be early para maikot mo yung lugar, malaman mo kung nasan yung office, and hindi ka nagmamadali na mamaya dumating ka nga 8 pero hindi mo alam yung office, so maghahanap ka pa. 'Di ba? May time ka pa, may leeway ka pa mag-ikot, mahanap yung lugar, and makapagtanong-tanong. Tapos, ano pa ba? Ano pa ba masabi ko for interviews? Be confident. Be confident on answering things that they're asking you. Tapos, no mga ang tawag doon yung mga filler words. No feel hindi ko naman sinasabing no filler words, pero avoid as much as possible kasi it shows you that you are not confident enough to answer their questions, to answer their queries, and most of their things na tatanong sa'yo is nandun sa mismong harap din nila, yung resume nila. Tatanong nila, ano yung past experience mo? Do you have any experience? Sabihin mo lang, kung wala kang experience, I'm sorry to say, parang sabihin mo, I'm sorry to say, I don't have enough experience for this position, but I am willing to learn, I am willing to learn new sets of skills uh, so that I can adapt to the environment that is being introduced to me. So, mga ganun. Tapos, pag kinakausap ka, tumingin ka dun sa mata ng interviewer, Hindi ko naman sinasabing tumingin ka dun sa mismong mata niya. Pero look her as a person na you're having a conversation. Don't look down, don't look up, don't look side, look at the interviewer. Then, ayun, sabi ko nga, wag ka mag-fidget ng kamay mo, wag ka mag-fidget ng ano-ano. Tapos, ano pa ba? Ano pa ba ang aking share? Ah, yun lang yung ano ko eh. Yun lang yung maano ko. For now, siguro yun lang ma-share ko. Pero, ayun pa pala yung personality test. Sabihin mo, introvert ka. Wag mo sasabihin introvert ka. Wag mo sasabihin na you don't like crowds. Always answer na, yeah, I like crowds. I like interacting to people. Kasi it's a big no to them. Tapos, ito pa, wag mo sabihin nag-aaral ka pa kasi pwede kang hindi mapili. Automatic X ka na sa kanila. Or sabihin mo, may pag tinanong ka nila, kunyari, nakapasok ka na, interview ka na. Tapos, yung tatanong nila, sinabi mo kasi, wala kang planong bumalik, mag-aral. Pero ang tinanong nila sa'yo, if you have an opportunity to return to your school, would you return? Parang ganyan, gusto mo bang bumalik? Pag sinabi mong yes, if opportunity came to my end, I will gladly accept that opportunity to continue my studies. Big no. Big no yon. Big no yon. Always say na, I have my priorities and I will prioritize my work over my studies. And parang, kasi ano yun eh, parang ang sinasabi mo doon na immediately aalis ako dito kapag may opportunity ako nakuha na makabalik mag-aral. So, big no yun. Or sabihin natin, I'm planning to go to abroad. In the next month, I'm planning to go to abroad. Or the next month, I'm planning to take my boards. Kis agad yan. Kis agad yan. Hindi kayo maano yan. Baka hindi kayo ma-hire yan lalo. I-decline nila kayo. Or sabihin mo na kung bakit ka nag-apply dito sa company na to kasi mataas yung salary, they have good benefits. Hindi maganda yun. Pangit yun. Kasi parang ang dating mo nun, kaya ka lang nag-apply sa kanila kasi mataas yung sahod. So, yeah, avoid saying those kind of things. And yeah, I guess yun lang ang ano ko. Yun lang ang aking masasabi for now. Kasi yung pa lang yung mga nasabi sa akin nung nag-interview ako nung isang araw. Yung mga suggestion sa akin nung HR na nakausap naman. Kasi yung in-applyan ko, it's a outsourcing company in which they allocate resources or mga tao to this company and provide them. Yung mga company is hina-hire sila to look for people na pwedeng ma-hire nila nung mismong main company. Kumbaga lang sila lang talaga yung nag-outsource. Hindi sila lang yung nag-outsource ng mga tao. Then from that, they will get this referral na doon sila kumikita sa referral. Honestly, kahit sabihin nilang wala sila nakukuha doon sa sahod ng agent, may nakukuha silang referral. Yung referral yung malaki. Kasi makikita mo, may mga package na 20,000 referral for each passing applicants na ganyan. So, referral talaga yung nakukuha nilang malaki. Referral. Depende pa yon sa na kukuha nilang deal within this company na nag-aasa kanila for certain amount of people. Sabihin natin, for this amount of people na maipapasok nyo sa amin, sabihin natin, they deal na parang 40 employees or mga certified employees na napasok sa amin, na nagstay to this 6 months, 3 months period. So, parang ano yun, dun lang nila makukuha yung parang ano nila, basta depende dun sa deal or contract na sinulat nila. So, yeah. Huwag kayo maniwala na wala sila nakukuha. Meron sila nakukuha doon. Never, 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 never yung paniwalaan yun. Yung mga recruitment hubs na yan, yung mga recruitment agencies na yan. The thing is, for the recruitment hub and recruitment agency are two different things. Recruitment hub is yung recruitment lang sila, pero they're not really hindi sila yung nagpa-process ng sahod mo, hindi sa kanila pumapasok yung pera ng sahod mo. Sila lang yung nag-outsource and nag-allocate ng tao dito sa office na to. Pero in return, yung sahod mo is buo mo makukuha from the company. Hindi sabihin natin, hindi tong si outsourcing business na to. Yung agency naman, doon nyo ipapasa lang ng lahat ng requirements nyo, mga SSS, pag-ibig, PhilHealth, and everything. Tapos, sa kanila pumapasok yung pera na binibigay ng company. Tapos, si agency, siya na ngayon yung nagdi-distribute sa inyo ng sahod. At the same time, sila na rin yung nagde-deduct and everything. Doon sa isa, yung company yung nagde-deduct and nag-ano ng mga benefits nyo. Doon sa agency, si agency yung nagbibigay ng benefits nyo, nagde-deduct ng mga taxes nyo. So, yeah. Two different things. So, ayun lang for me. For me, guys, that's it. And yeah, if you have any idea, comments na gusto yung sabihin with work related, dyan, lagay nyo sa comment section natin sa baba. And I will gladly read it. So, ayun. Yan ang mga tips ko for work pag naghanap kayo ng work. And yan din yung experience ko ng mga na experience while looking for work. So, ayun lang. For now, I guess, yun lang. Sabi ko, short video lang. 47 minutes na. Pero yun, again, I enjoyed sharing what I've experienced, and I enjoyed sharing yung mga bagay na natutunan ko, nalaman ko while looking for a job for the past 3-4 days or 6 days. So, ayun, I've enjoyed sharing this to you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it too. And if you have any comments, suggestions, or anything at all, isulat nyo lang lahat yan sa comment section natin sa baba. And paki-like na lang din, and paki-share, and mag-subscribe sa aking channel. So, yun lang. Again, Callings here, signing off. Bye, guys! Ayun, ayan. Hindi ko makita eh. Nag-stop recording na ako. Hindi ko siya mapindot. So, ayun. Bye guys! Bye-bye!